If I said to you the phrase Arsenal title challenge, you'd probably think one of two things. One, Rob has gone insane. Or two, Rob is living in 2004. However, I don't think I am going insane here. And I want to take a look at why. This season, Arsenal, it is safe to say, were in a relegation scrap at the start of the season. However, in true Arteta fashion, he has managed to turn it round. This season, he's looked to play in a 4-2-3-1 formation. And that midfield triangle helps in transition, where the layout can be a double pivot with an attacking midfielder, or in a more traditional 4-3-3 holding like shown at Manchester City or Liverpool, you've got a defensive midfielder and two box-to-box midfielders. Arteta employs the attacking fullback with the attack mostly focused down the left-hand side to make use of Kieran Tierney. Counter-attacking goals are also in favour at the Emirates this season, with one-touch football also being employed, which is reminiscent of some of the classic football played under Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. Arsenal must be favourites following their 3-1 victory against Manchester United today to get into that top 4 spot at the end of this season and get themselves back into the Champions League. However, I want to think about what can just help them make that final push to challenge alongside Manchester City and Liverpool. Arsenal have a great emphasis on youth at the moment. They've got excellent recruitment, which is shown primarily by the acquisition of Gabriel Martinelli a couple of years ago, when he actually was signed from a 4th division Brazilian team. That's like the equivalent of a scout from Flamengo going to Port Vale, taking one of their youth players. They've got some fabulous youngsters. Emil Smith-Rowe, Bukayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah, Martinelli, of course. They managed to pull off an outstanding transfer of Martin Odegaard for as little as £30 million. And Arsenal as well are not afraid to get rid of the dead wood, which they did with Aubameyang. So, what do Arsenal need to do to start challenging with the big teams? It's what any team needs to do to start challenging with Liverpool or Manchester City. They need to spend. And I'm going to look at some players that I think Arsenal could bring in that would really make them look like a real force in the Premier League. Firstly, let's consider the left-back position. Kieran Tierney is a good player, but Kieran Tierney is injury-prone. Matt Targett from Aston Villa could be an option because he's been relegated to the bench following Luca Digne's transfer to Villa Park. Nicolas Tagliafico from Ajax, who has struggled for minutes this season due to Daley Blind playing so well. However, with Erik ten Hag moving on from Ajax, the new manager might want to reincorporate Tagliafico back into that Ajax team. And then there's Pervis Estupiñán from Villarreal, who is a younger player, 24 years of age, I think, and he's a more offensive player, which really would help the idea of the modern fullback, which so many managers are liking to use at the moment. In addition to this, Arsenal need another centre-back, absolutely, definitely. Maybe to start alongside Ben White or alongside Gabriel Magalhaes, but I think Ben White's probably the better of the two, showing more promise. So I think both of them do need some competition. Of course, Saliba returns from loan at the end of this season, but he's not going to be enough. He will be back up. So how about Jules Koundé? Jules Koundé looks the business for Sevilla. Or then Arteta's Spanish connection, Pau Torres. Again, looks the business for Villarreal, who have gone really deep into the Champions League this season. And honestly, I really hope they win it. I think it would be incredible if they do. I don't think they will, by the way, but wouldn't it be good? And of course, Rudiger, who is available on a free, who when he signed for Chelsea did come out and say, "My heart beats for Arsenal." So that might be a good signing, of course. Centre mid, Thomas Partey is injury prone like Tierney, and Xhaka blows hot and cold. So you probably want two. You probably want a defensive midfielder and a box-to-box midfielder. In terms of a DM, Wilfred and Ndidi would definitely be ready for the step up into that continental football Champions League level. Alan from Everton. Everton have had an absolutely terrible season, and they might be willing to get rid of Alan at a cut price, particularly if they are to go down. Alan will not want to play in the Championship. And then, of course, there's Aurélien Tchouameni, the French connection which Arsenal still seem to like following the departure of Arsene Wenger, who has been dubbed the next Vieira. Could be a very, very interesting one there. Aurélien Tchouameni is definitely one to watch for the future. In the box-to-box position, Emre Can, Premier League proven. He was a credible player at Liverpool. That might just be a product of one of those players that Klopp makes look outstanding, though. Calvin Phillips, we see it again and again for England and for Leeds. He's a very, very good player, and he needs to step up. I think Arsenal would be a great destination for Calvin Phillips. In addition to that, Ruben Neves, again, Premier League proven, a very good player who will, again, like Ndidi, want that step up to the Champions League level from Wolves. How about strikers then? Alexander Isak, young and promising, looked good at the Euros. Gerard Moreno, who I think is an outstanding player. I'd love to see Moreno in the Premier League. He would be a gamble because he's a bit older, and Villarreal would want a lot of money for him, but he gets the goals for Villarreal. He's shown this in the Champions League and also in La Liga this season. And then, of course, there's Darwin Núñez, who again won't come cheap, but Darwin Núñez looks the business. So from this, as I say, Arsenal, I think, are perhaps 5 or 6 signings away from a very, very serious title challenge, assuming all of those young players continue to progress.